What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of Sharp Shorts. Let's get right to it. Well, the story of the week has obviously been the breakup between Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. American black women everywhere have decided to be as terrible as possible to their men and the men in their lives in solidarity with Megan, because why not? Why wouldn't they? Black women in this country are always looking for an excuse to act out and show the world exactly why they are at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of dating, relationships, and marriage. And truth be told, if it wasn't Megan getting cheated on, it was going to be something else. They were always going to find an excuse to show their arses. This is who they've always been. This is who they are. And barring some sort of cataclysmic event in the so-called black community, this is who they're always going to be. But there has been another predictable development in this whole saga, and that, of course, is the racial component. Despite the fact that black women have told the world that they are going to be as insufferable as humanly possible, they seem to be disingenuously perplexed as to why they're catching all this heat. And because we know that American black women never take accountability for their actions, they have decided to blame all of this backlash on what they like to call misogynoir, which was a term coined by a black feminist by the name of Maya or Moya Bailey. I can't remember. Now, what is misogynoir, you ask? Well, apparently, it is a word that she coined to describe the hatred of black women. And that is exactly what American black women have chosen to attribute this online reaction to. And at the heart of this blame is a meme that has started circulating on social media, and as luck would have it, I just happened to find an animated version of this meme. Let's take a look.
She asked us if we wanted to ride that stallion. We chose yes.
Yes, sir. Listen, that's funny as hell to me, and I'm sure it's funny to a lot of you too. But black women aren't too amused with this particular meme, and one such female decided to take to Instagram and tells us what she thinks of this meme. Let's take a look.
Question, and I need you to answer fast. Where's Taylor Swift list?
Fast.
Where's her meme?
Wait, what do you want to see? There it is, right out of the gate. She wants us to answer fast because she wants us to turn off our logical thinking. Quick question, I want you to answer fast. Translation, I want you to abandon logical thinking. She wants to play gotcha. Nice try, lady.
Where's Ariana Grande's meme? Where's Kim Kardashian's meme? Mm-hmm. No, because I need to know, especially Taylor Swift, because when Travis Kelce ended up getting with her, all I kept hearing was that he upgraded.
He did.
Right, and before you say it's her money, y'all said that men don't care about money. He already got money, so why would he care about a woman that got money? Again, make sure you answer right, because I'm trying to figure out.
I'm sorry, answer right or answer fast? Which is it?
This woman has a history of a lot of men in the industry that she's allegedly been with. Where is her meme? Why were men not encouraging him not to marry her?
We were. What are you talking about?
Why no man was saying?
Wait, is that some? Hold up. Is that something that? Wait, hold up. Did this chick have a hot? Did she have a hot pocket? The hot pocket in the microwave? Watch this.
Men in the industry that she's allegedly been with. Where is her meme? Why were men not encouraging him not to marry her? Why?
Baby girl, you better go get that pepperoni and cheese hot pocket.
No man was saying that Ariana Grande don't deserve for nobody to take her serious. She be taking people men, allegedly. All right, what's Kim Kardashian had a whole sex tape.
Yep.
I didn't see y'all telling Kanye don't wife it.
You know what? It's funny. Look at her. If you look at her facial expression, it's almost like she's trying. And guys, we all know what this is. She's trying to do this video in such a way that makes us think, I just decided to do this video and I'm just naturally and organically coming to this conclusion. We all know the conclusion she's coming to. We all know what she's really saying. She's trying to make us think like, I just came to this. No, this is what you always wanted to say. Just say it.
And even if you did, it wasn't nothing like what y'all doing with Meg. At this point, I'm going to have to believe that this is because she's black.
There it is.
And I hate to go that route.
Of course,
right? I truly hate to go that route, because when the women was going around saying that y'all actually hate black women, I wanted to believe that they was playing or they was lying.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
But at this point, I can't deny the truth of what I'm seeing.
Oh, you can.
It feels like a lot of y'all self-esteem is so low. You feel so insufficient when it comes to other men.
Projection
like
101.
You need somebody else that you feel like that's lower than you that you can bully on. Not to say that I feel like as a black woman I'm lower than you. You think
Did you hear her? Did you guys hear her catch the projection? She just projected and then she caught. Oh, wait, no, it's not that the way I think. Yeah, no, yeah, nice try. You caught yourself.
the black women are lower than you, and therefore you want to bully them. Like I said before in another video, when y'all talk about accountability, that's not what you're actually looking for. You're looking for indefinite suffering. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for the women to acknowledge what they did wrong and work to do better. Because when they do that, you still tell them, I don't really care that you try to do better with your life. You still deserve to suffer for the decision that you already made.
Suffer.
So indefinite suffering
English,
is
chick.
what you want. You believe the black woman's plight is to suffer.
Oh my God.
No matter what it is that she did that you don't.
That's actually more projection. No, you believe the black woman's plight is to suffer, not us. We don't care. We don't give a damn.
So at that point, that's bullying.
Oh,
that's bullying.
Right? Is it now?
And I got a real bad problem with the fact that
sure you do.
You can make a meme like this for her,
so
but I ain't seen no non-black woman get the same energy when it comes to the men that they done slept around with.
Oh boy. All right, guys. So let's answer her first question. Where is Taylor Swift's meme? And, obviously she also mentioned Ariana Grande and Kim Kardashian. Black women are always so caught up in not being treated fairly in these situations that they never pay attention to what's really going on. So first of all, sweetheart, Taylor Swift is a meme. Everyone is aware that Taylor Swift is one of the biggest 304s of all time. Everyone knows this. Taylor Swift has been dogged ruthlessly from jumping from guy to guy over the years, and she really didn't help herself by actually making breakup songs about those guys. We have all seen her list of dudes that she's been involved with. When she first got with Travis Kelce, everybody said this was a bad match. As a matter of fact, the narrative was so widespread that even ESPN had to chime in and talk about the, quote, misogynistic undertones that came with everyone's opinion on that relationship. Reactions like this from black women prove that they all live in this black bubble, right? Everything they consume is black, black, black. Black Twitter, black entertainment television, black this, black that. That's all they know. This black bubble, as it happens, is also what's given black people this false sense of majority. And what I mean by that is that black people seem to have forgotten that we only make up 13% of the population. So much so that there are actually black people out here thinking that if a race war were to break out, that they would actually win. They simply do not understand that the entire world is not Atlanta, frickin' Georgia. Anyway, Ariana Grande, same thing. We all know she's a 304. We have seen her lists. We are aware of her tendencies. Yes, we know she takes other people's men. And we have been privy to the way she moves in and out of her relationships. And Kim Kardashian is universally known as the original celebrity 304, having been made famous because of the sex tape she did with Ray J. And again, we all dog Kim K relentlessly every time she jumps to a new guy who happens to be Lewis Hamilton this time. We all know that relationship with him is not going to last. We've said they're not going to last. And the world has always been very critical of Kim K and her exploits with rappers, athletes, and entertainers, or as the late great Kevin Samuels refers to it as the industry. But despite all of the criticism that all of these other women have taken over the years, y'all are tripping because Megan has a meme and they don't? Guys, this is the same open, naked racism that the so-called black community has traded in ever since the smartphone was invented. Every time somebody of another race does something and black people don't like the reaction, we get videos like this one. And the perfect comparison to this phenomenon is none other than the criminal justice system, right? Black people are always bellyaching about black people getting longer and harsher punishments and sentences for committing the same crimes as other races of people. I actually had one guy call up and actually defend Carmelo Anthony, who is the 18-year-old black kid who will stand trial for the murder of Austin Metcalf last year, under the guise of precedent, because a white kid in a completely separate case that has nothing to do with this case killed 4 people and ended up getting off because of affluenza. He wants Carmelo Anthony to get off because a white kid offed 4 people in a vehicle accident. And that mindset is very clearly prevalent in the so-called black community. But here's the thing. Black people are correct when they talk about how unfair the justice system is to black people. They're right. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there isn't a major disparity between the sentences that non-black people get compared to black people. It's obvious. Guys, look, it is common knowledge to everyone that the American justice system routinely hands down much harsher punishments and sentences to black people for committing the same crimes as non-black people. But the solution isn't criminal justice reform. Well, wait a minute, Donovan, what are you talking about? How is the solution not criminal justice reform? The reason why criminal justice reform is not the solution is because the solution is to not break the law in the first place. How stupid do black people sound when they say, wait a minute, Jaquantre Jenkins got 65 years for armed robbery, but Harrison Uppercrust III only got probation for the same crime. We need to do something about the sentencing guidelines in America. We don't need to do a goddamn thing. You people need to teach your children not to commit crimes. That's what really needs to happen. As a black person in America, you should already know that you are going to get a much longer sentence than non-black people for committing the same crimes. You know this. So why on God's green earth would you then go and commit a crime and knowing that you're going to get a crazy sentence? What sense does that make? The time to moan and groan isn't after the sentence is handed down. No, the time to speak up is before the crime is committed. We got YNs out here running around committing unspeakable crimes. We've got children as young as 12, 13 years old getting arrested and standing trial for murder and EPAR spelled backwards. There are 15 and 16-year-olds committing grand theft auto, assaults with deadly weapons, shooting, all kinds of crazy felonies. But then as soon as that kid gets 4 consecutive life sentences plus 121 years, the so-called black community wants to squawk about how unfair the length of the sentence is. How about you do this, black community? Instead of getting all up in arms at the length of the sentence, how about you get all up in arms when your children get into fistfights with their teachers? How about that? How about getting outraged when your kid posts a picture of himself holding a gun, Mr. and Mrs. Anthony? The problem ain't the system, people. The problem is you people. You people aren't using common freaking sense. If you know you're going to get a longer sentence, then don't commit the crime. If you don't commit the crime, then you don't have to worry about unfair sentencing guidelines. And that is exactly where Megan Thee Stallion currently finds herself. Yes, we all know that Kim K and Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande are all 304s. We know they get around. We've all seen their lists. Okay? But some of the differences are these girls don't wear their promiscuous proclivities on their sleeves to the degree that Megan does. They don't market themselves as an overly sexualized plaything like Megan does. None of these girls has a song called WAP. None of these girls are making music or creating content encouraging women to cheat on their men. None of these girls calls themselves a city girl. None of these girls encourage other women to sleep around and then they call it hot girl summer. And even if they did all the things that Megan did, you cannot control the way people react. Black women are always trying to negotiate things that are non-negotiable. They've tried to negotiate attraction by telling us that men should be attracted to overweight, hair hat wearing, walking attitudes with 3 kids by 3 different men. And now they're trying to negotiate public reaction. But it's just like what I said about committing crimes. If you don't want to have to deal with the unfair sentencing guidelines, then do not commit the crime. Well, if you don't want to be subjected to the ridicule, the shaming, and the embarrassment when you engage in 304 activities, then don't engage in 304 activities. It's as simple as that. And you want to know the ironic thing about this reaction that the so-called black community doesn't realize? That when they make comparisons to white people and say, well, white people do it too, or what about the white girl who did the same thing? They don't realize that they're engaging in white supremacy. I said it. That is white supremacy. If your reaction to anything is, yeah, but white people do it too, you are telling everyone that it is okay to do it because white people do it too. That is white supremacy. But Donovan, white people get away with much more than black people do. Yes, they do. But the solution isn't to try to change people's perception with these stupid comparison videos. The solution isn't to write your local congressman and demand that you give black people the same sentences as white people. No, the solution is to change your behavior. The solution is to change your mindset. The solution is to start taking accountability and stop talking about the wrongs of other races of people to justify your bad behavior. So black women, y'all can miss me with all this where's Taylor Swift's meme nonsense. Tell Megan to get her ass back inside and stop advertising her assets to the world. Maybe then she wouldn't have a meme in the first place. If y'all want Megan to stop getting dogged for sleeping around, then tell her to stop sleeping around. Then, of course, she says that everybody said that when Travis Kelce got with Taylor Swift, he upgraded. I got news for you. He did upgrade. And the reason we said he upgraded is because he used to be with an American black woman. And anytime a man of value goes from dating an American black woman to dating a white woman, that is an automatic upgrade, even if she's a 304 like Taylor Swift. I can't believe you just said that, Donovan. I'm sure you can't, but you know I ain't lying. You know I'm not. And again, I'll reiterate, we all know Taylor Swift is a 304. We've known for a while. But a white 304 is better than a black 304 any day of the week. Taylor Swift and Megan Thee Stallion are both epic 304s to be sure. But anyone with common sense can clearly see that Taylor is a much better significant other than Megan. And that's not based on race. That is based on their behavior. Ain't nobody trying to wife up Megan, y'all. No matter how much you guys want to believe that this woman is actual wife material, it is obvious that she is not. Then, of course, she says what we all know she really wants to say, which is that all of this is happening because Megan is black. No, it's not. It ain't got nothing to do with her skin tone and everything to do with the way she moves and presents herself. Yes, again, Kim K's gotten around, but she doesn't act ghetto. She doesn't wake up with an attitude. And yes, you're right, Ariana Grande do be taking other girls' men. But Megan Thee Stallion did way worse by sleeping with her best friend's man. Remember that? And if given the choice between Megan and Ariana, men are going to choose Ariana. And yes, again, Taylor Swift has smashed everybody and anybody before finally, seemingly, settling down with Travis Kelce. But she didn't lie on the stand and get an innocent man locked up like Megan did. But let's just say for the sake of argument, even if they all did the same things that Megan did, and they still didn't get dragged as much as Megan is, oh well, cry harder. Y'all want to be unapologetically black? Cool. We're going to be unapologetically judgmental, and we don't give a damn what you think is fair and what's not. We don't care. Because the bottom line here is that the reason why Megan gets dragged like this is because she's just not as likable as the other girls. And the reason for that is because she embodies everything that is wrong with American black women. Hell, the only real difference between Megan and the average American black woman is that Megan isn't overweight yet, and she doesn't have a net worth of $7. The reason we dog Megan is because she represents everything we don't want in a woman. That's the reason. And ladies, if you don't like it, then cry harder. This woman is characterizing this backlash as bullying, and we don't give a damn. Cry harder. Y'all openly celebrated the death of Kevin Samuels when he was the one person actually trying to help y'all. But you want to call what we're doing bullying? Cry harder. You think the treatment of Megan is unfair? We don't give a damn. Cry harder. You say you think we hate black women? We don't give a damn. Cry harder. At this point, we don't give a good goddamn what y'all think. We don't. We are not going to stop voicing our opinions simply because you do not like them. So you can keep moaning and groaning about what's fair and what's not. Y'all can keep talking trash about what black men are or aren't doing. You can keep running your mouths about all of that. The men who are worth a damn no longer give a damn. We do not give a single what you think of what we do, what we say, or who we decide to date. And if y'all want a Taylor Swift meme so bad, then y'all make one. Ain't nobody stopping y'all. It ain't like Photoshop is only available to white people. If it really bothers y'all that much, then y'all make a meme of Taylor Swift. But of course, if we don't react the way they want us to, they'll start putting out videos asking black men why we aren't liking or commenting on the Taylor Swift meme as much as we like or comment on the Megan Thee Stallion meme. This is why we no longer care about what you people think. Then she tries to tell us that we want black women to suffer forever. What are you talking about, lady? Who is out here saying that black women need to suffer other than black women themselves? Personally, I don't believe black women need to suffer indefinitely. But unfortunately, I have to acknowledge that they do suffer indefinitely as a natural byproduct of their behavior and mindset. So really, black women have no one to blame but themselves for their own suffering. Just like Megan has no one to blame but herself for being in the situation that she's in right now. In the end, guys, we are just going to have to accept that American black women are going to complain about everything. They are the only group of people on the planet who are not happy unless they're not happy. It's as though their very existence depends on their misery and suffering. I just don't get it. I've never observed a group of people who are never happy and always complaining about something. And when there's nothing to complain about, they find something to complain about, like a freaking meme. I genuinely feel sorry for men who have to deal with these women. I really do. Thanks for watching.